Peaceful, warm, colorful, uplifting, spacious, inspiring, creative, cozy, nurturing, accommodating, spiritual, love-filled, new. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Melanie Santos. I'm a spiritual guide, wellness educator, and all around super passionate about mind, body, spirit, wellness. So stick around because this video is going to be really great. The last video that I posted was a 2021 review video where I basically combed through every single quarter of the year, giving you my mind, body, spirit review, my challenges, my wins, and my biggest lessons of the year. And one of the things that you guys messaged me asking over and over and over, asking me to film a video about, was how we manifested our perfect home. Exactly what we wanted in the neighborhood that we wanted within the budget that we wanted. So in this video, I'm going to break down everything for you, our entire process, our mindsets, the good, the bad, the ugly, the truth, the things a lot of people do not talk about when it comes to manifestation. And yeah, stick around because somewhere in the video, I'm also going to be mentioning a really special giveaway with a very special company that has helped start to make our apartment a sacred space. I want to preface this video by saying that this video is not for you if you're looking for a quick manifestation trick, hack, code. I teach from the perspective that we don't just manifest things, we co-create everything with the higher power that exists around us and within us. To recover, to heal the separation from, and to remember the purpose of our true being. My community that I've been building over the last 8+ years is amazing, and it is founded on service and gratitude and love and respect for divine timing and divine assignment. So whether you're coming back or you're new to my channel and to my community, I challenge you to watch this video with a widened vantage point, with a widened perspective. And as always, keep whatever resonates and drop whatever doesn't. Let's get into the video. Before anything, step 0001 was getting clear on what we needed with gratitude for what we already had. Keyword needed. My husband and I had been dating for a while. We were not married yet when we secured a gorgeous, huge pre-war 1-bedroom apartment when literally a month later we found out that we were expecting our first child. So we had to make it work, and we made it work. As time went on and Ava got older, Huey changed jobs, I quit my Matrix job and started working for myself full time. Our once huge 1-bedroom started to get really tiny because it was now a home, a studio, an office, a conference center, a pre-K, a DJ studio. It was just started to get really cramped. So we started to, throughout the years, build this urge to move into a bigger space. Now, like I said, we knew we needed to move, but life kept twisting and turning for years, and it never quite aligned for us to make the move. And then COVID happened. And we found ourselves for the first year and a half of the pandemic in this very small space. And I think, like many people who moved during the pandemic, we kind of like reached our breaking point and knew exactly like what we needed based on the discomforts that we were experiencing in our current space. The trick, and I think the most important part of this process, is to be grateful for what you already have. And that was really challenging sometimes. Now, don't get me wrong, we we still love our apartment. It was really hard, really hard to be grateful, especially during those moments where we felt like we were sinking under our limitations. But we really made it a daily practice. I think from the moment that we moved in there, to tend to the spirit of our home. I'm a very big believer that homes have spirits, that everything that we own really has a spirit and has an energetic charge and a connection that we create and we build with it. We really made it a point to tend to the spirit of the home that we had in order to cultivate the energy that we needed to create or meet the spirit of the place that we wanted to be in. Now, what did that look like for us? This is really important because I think this is why a lot of people watch these videos, to get to know sort of the rituals that people do when it comes to manifesting. As much as I love a ritual, I think what you really need to pay attention to is the intention with which we did the ritual, because the ritual is just a container for the intention that you give something. I think that the most important thing that I'm going to talk about in this video is getting clear on the feelings that you want to feel, what you can embody in your new space versus the specifics of your new space. I'm not saying that I just realized I have a lot of band-aids on my hand. Been doing a lot of DIYs up in here. I'm not saying that you should not focus on the details, that you should not put down the details in your rituals, in your journals, and all the rituals that I'm going to talk about in a second. But you should really drive with intention, like I was talking about. Drive with intention. Focus on the feelings of the space that you want to be in versus the specifics, because really the specifics aren't up to us. Sometimes what we think we want is what we are spiritually lacking. A quote that I came up with a couple years ago that I love and I try to inject in every manifestation teaching that I have. Exhibit A. Somebody who wants to manifest a home with 3 bedrooms when they're a single person. Do you really need a 3-bedroom home? You may have your reasons. You may, say, yes, that's exactly what I need. It's exactly what I want. Do you really need the building with the gym and the pool and whatever? Sure. I want you to take a look deeper, because what this person, Exhibit A, may be really looking for is space, is freedom. So take a look and do a little bit of shadow work when it comes to this, and be honest with yourself about what it is that you need versus what you want. We knew that we needed a space that had a bedroom for us, that had a bedroom for my daughter. Like I told you, we were in a 1-bedroom. We shared a bedroom with our daughter until she was 3 years old. I knew that I needed somewhere that I could do my work. Not necessarily an office space, but somewhere that I could do my work. We put a door on the wall, not like this, but sort of laid it to the side and made it like a really long desk on the wall where I shared that desk with my husband. So that desk had like 2 computer screens, a DJ deck, like just all these crowded things. I didn't really have the space to do the work that I needed to. Whenever I needed to hold a conference call, an event, a workshop, I literally propped open a folding table in my bedroom, right between the little space that I had between the radiator and the bed and my daughter's crib and toddler bed, and just held every single workshop there using my curtains as a backdrop. And I'm not saying that I'm not grateful for every single moment that I did these things, but it came to a point that I was exhausted by running a wire from one end of my apartment to the other to make sure that I had good connection. I was tired of the fact that I couldn't just take a call in my office. I had to like make sure that the bedroom door, which didn't close fully, because again, pre-war apartment, there were so many layers of paint on the door, it didn't really shut fully. Y'all who live in pre-war apartments, let me know in the comments if you know exactly what I'm talking about. But there was just a lack of resources and a lack of privacy. And when you are so committed, like I am, to changing the world, I need the tools, I need the resources, I need the space. So while it was really difficult to not put down, we want this and studio space with track lights and soundproof walls, like we had to get really clear on the basics. What were the bones that we needed? What did we need it for? How did we want to feel in our space? One of the ways that we did that was by journaling. And I'm gonna put you on pause for a second because I actually want to go get the journal that we used to put these things down. I'm back. I tried to pull in my husband, but he's busy with work. This is our joint manifestation journal. He has a journal of his own, his private journal that he writes his personal stuff in. I have my own. We use it on new moons. We use it when we just feel like journaling and visualizing and putting down exactly what we want to call in our lives. But this one we started to co-create together. But we've been doing this for a long time. We actually, when we were dating together, put down exactly what we wanted to manifest for our first apartment, and we ended up just like this perfect place falling in our lap. So I'm gonna go through it. Now, looking at this list that we wrote in April of 2019, mind you, we moved in September of 2021. Like I said, we knew we wanted to move for 4 years, but it didn't quite align, and it actually aligned at the perfect time. Looking at this list, not everything that we wrote manifested. And I know now why that happened. Trying to think if I should share with y'all. I know that part of the reason why we are here is because it's building anticipation and sort of building an internal pressure in us to work and evolve and do the things that we need to do to grow into our next space. And I'm already thinking of and manifesting our next space. And it's going to allow us to have a lot of the things that we wanted here, which the way that we're describing this ideal home, like we really wanted a unicorn, and looking at it, I'm like, we were not going to get everything that we wanted, but it's important that we put it down because we know that now we don't have to deviate from our dream. We can take what we've been given and keep building on it. But looking at this list, we asked for ample bedrooms, bedroom for us, bedroom for our daughter. We asked for at least 2 bathrooms. So there was some quantification in here. There was some asking of specifics in here. A kitchen with a large island. We like to host a lot, so that makes sense. Very large windows, tons of natural light. I'm literally not using a studio light right now. I'm literally using the light from outside. So we definitely got that. Dedicated office slash studio slash workspace for each of us. So again, like not asking for, I want a studio with this, just dedicated studio space. Just want a space or an actual room, which we actually did get our actual room in them. So proud of my first studio space, my first office space. But we put it down. Washer dryer in home. That was such a reach because if you live in New York City, you know how much of a reach that is to have your own washer dryer in your space. But we have one. It's over there and it's beautiful. And I'm so grateful for it. Balcony and or ample outdoor space or terrace. There's a lot of and ors here, just like letting the universe, letting spirit know that like, I'll take whatever. We just need some space. Amazing air quality. We wrote that down because the air quality in our last apartment, because it was so old, there was a mold problem. There were on several occasions. The ceiling caved in. We really wanted a better air quality, and we definitely have that here. A lot of storage space, soundproof, which was really important. It's not really soundproof in here, but we have done what we can to soundproof the windows, and working on soundproofing the studio as well. So when I do videos like this or I do work, it won't be a problem. Near or in a good school district, near convenience stores and markets, easily accessible to friends and family, in a lively neighborhood full of culture, kind people, and good food and music and entertainment. So again, like laying out the feelings. As I'm saying this, I can feel, you know, what that would feel like. Mostly because I do live in a neighborhood like that now. We never once wrote down like, we want to live in Bushwick, we want to live in Williamsburg, we want to live in, you know, naming all these Brooklyn neighborhoods because we knew we wanted to move in or around Brooklyn. But we never once said like we wanted to live in a particular neighborhood. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that, go ahead, but also be open to what the divine wants to connect you with. So looking at this list is just beautiful. And then we named words that we wanted to, words that describe the ways that we wanted to feel in our home. Peaceful, warm, colorful, uplifting, spacious, inspiring, creative, cozy, nurturing, accommodating, spiritual, love-filled, new. I put new with exclamation points, safe, and affordable. So, and I think that was the only time that we mentioned cost because we never once put down like we pay this for rent. Never. And I think that was really important because when you are manifesting, you have to just let go and believe that you're going to be presented with the opportunity to connect with something that fits and aligns with you. So I'm really proud of this list because I haven't seen it in a long time, and it does align with where we're living right now. So this little journal we kept handy, and we used a lot of the things that we wrote down, basically like describing the place that we wanted to live in, and the feelings that we wanted to feel in the places that we lived in. And we stated them back to ourselves as affirmations. So for instance, that would look something like, we love our apartment with ample bedrooms. We love walking into tons of natural light in our home. I love my dedicated office or workspace. I love washing clothes in my house. Um, I love how accessible my home is to friends and family. So basically, using what we wrote down as affirmations. After we got clear on the ways that we wanted to feel in our new space, I used to use the feelings of that to create an embodied experience for myself in meditation. I meditate every single day, sometimes twice and 3 times a day. And when I would go in meditation, I would make it a point to visualize myself in our new apartment. Visualizing myself walking into my bedroom, the colors, how cozy and how good it felt to lay in a king size bed, how great it was to tuck my daughter into her own bedroom and close the door so we could get some privacy. The feeling of walking into my office, sitting down without having to run a wire across the entire space to just take a client or take a call. Cooking in my large kitchen that was part of my open concept living room. Just fully trying to feel in my body, in my mind, in my spirit, what it felt like or what it would feel like to be in this space, embodying the feelings that we named in our journal. And I think this is really, really important for us to do. I think this is sometimes difficult for people who cannot visualize. But I say, like, try to think of how it would feel instead of trying to visualize this if you're not a visual person. Think about how it would feel to feel this way. So how would it feel to walk into my own bedroom? How would it feel to tuck my daughter in? It would feel safe. I would feel accomplished. I would feel ready for good sleep, whatever. Just like try to embody the feelings of you being in your space. Embodying and visualizing during meditations, during prayer, or even when you're in the shower. Anytime that you can do this is really, really powerful, because what you're doing is you're creating the vibration. You're literally vibrating in an experience, and it's almost like you are mapping out your connection to this space, to this thing that you want to connect to. It's really special and something that I'm really glad that I did almost every single day. We also took what we wrote here and illustrated them visibly in vision boards. I'm gonna have another video up soon going over my last 2 vision boards, because there are 2 different types that I put together. I think they're really special, and I want to review like what's manifested, what hasn't, and why with you. But vision boards are really important to us because we are really visual people. Like I said, we are really visual, colorful people. So being able to walk to my desk and see all these pictures and words that inspire me, brings me closer to creating those feelings in my life for real. The last way that we put down the intentions that we wanted to set for our perfect home is with my Claim of Abundance Workbook. If you're new here, you may not know about the wonder that is the Claim of Abundance Workbook, but I've been creating it for over 5 years now, and it has helped thousands of people not only manifest things that they wanted to see and feel in their lives, but also reconnect to themselves and connect to their healing, help them evolve into the people that they needed to be to sustain the blessings that they were calling in. It's a powerful downloadable workbook created to help you center yourself and clarify what you really want to manifest in the next 12 months. And it's really it's not for the person who does not want to put in the work, like I said, to evolve and see the abundance come into fruition into their lives. It is 39 pages in length, at least this year's edition is, that's on sale right now, and it's packed with information breaking down the significance of abundance, our spiritual connection to it, how to navigate manifestation, and features 7 consciousness expanding activities meant to help clearly define your goals and intentions for the year ahead. The most special part of the Claim of Abundance Workbook, and really part of its origin story, because this is really where it grew from, is a letter template meant to act as a letter from your future self to your current self. This year's Claim of Abundance Workbook features that letter template from you, the version of you at the end of 2022, telling you now all the beautiful things that you've connected to throughout the year, all the things that you've done, all the things that you've healed through, the money that you've received, the tangible things that you've manifested, but also the invaluable soulful things that you've manifested in your life. Now, the Claim of Abundance is actually a kit. It works in tandem with two very important, very special dive-in meditations, which are my version of vibrational journey meditations, where they take you to meet your future self, take you to meet your past self, sort of integrate and release the information that's necessary, and also brings along with it a calendar for the year with all of the new and full moon dates, all of the important Mercury retrograde dates, all of the federal holidays, self-care prompts based on the energy of the month and the new and full moon energies of the month. It's just really beautiful. I'm really proud of it. This is the 5th iteration of it. It's digital, so no matter where you are in the world, you can purchase it and use it for yourself. You can print it out. You can fill it out on your iPad, which is the way that I'm filling it out this year because COVID, and who the hell has a printer these days? I hope that you'll check it out. Visit the link in my description box or go to this URL right here to check out and purchase a Claim of Abundance of your own. Now, to round this out, the final and the hardest part of this process to manifest our perfect home was surrendering. Now, please don't skip or click out of this video just because you've heard the ritual parts of it, because this is really, really the most important part. Surrendering, letting go of your perceived perfect outcome, releasing attachment to what it'll look like when it comes or when it'll come, and relaxing your mind and your vibrational field in order to receive. I mentioned this earlier when I was talking about rituals, but seriously, intention and energetic communication is so real. We are flesh and bone and blood, but we are also energetic beings. We are constantly communicating with each other energetically, whether we open our mouths or not, whether we move our hands around or not. It is so, so, so real to live in an energetic world. And like I said, this is one of, if not the most important component to co-creating an experience for yourself or aligning with a different timeline that you're visualizing for yourself. But the surrender necessary for clear energetic communication, for you to energetically bring in or connect with something, is gonna look different for different people. My least favorite manifestation and spiritual teachers want to be like,
just believe. Just believe that you can bring it into your life. Just believe that you can connect with the abundance of it.
What, bitch? Becky, cállate, because a person who isn't thriving, a person that is literally living every day, surviving, isn't going to be able to just believe. A person that is living with a ton of childhood trauma isn't going to be able to just surrender and believe. You can't talk about manifestation without privilege. And it's really important to mention that someone's ability to surrender and to believe depends on their relationship to safety. If you want to bring in the chakras in it, it depends on the health and the standing of their root chakra and their sacral chakra, which has to do with safety, which has to do with stability, which has to do with creativity, manifestation, sexuality, sensuality, and flow. Someone's ability to surrender could depend on their past life karmic patterns, their current life trauma. There are so many reasons why this could be really, really difficult for somebody. So I say that to say this: be gentle with yourself, because the process of co-creating a change in your life, whether it's something tangible like a home or something like trying to manifest a shift in your relationship to yourself or a shift in your relationship to something or someone, could bring you down a path that awakens a deeper assignment of healing. You could be very gung-ho about manifesting this thing that's gonna make your life so much better and so much full of ease, right? And full of alignment. And what could happen is that you could realize down the line that this process of manifesting brought you down a path where you're being connected to a deeper purpose of healing for yourself. A purpose of not connecting you with something that's going to change your life, but reconnecting you with yourself in a way that's going to really change your life. Now, I'm sharing this because, yes, it's important to stay gentle and to stay open to the process and be patient with the process, but also because this was a lot of my story. There was a point in this manifestation process of this home that, obviously took years, that I couldn't walk past the need for me to heal my relationship with lack and for me to come face to face with my relationship to safety. Towards the end of this process, I got really, really frustrated. I was the one in charge of making appointments to meet with realtors to see apartments. And there was a point where we were just like going to places like almost every day, being really masculine about it, right? Doing and doing and doing and doing and doing and doing the most to connect with this space and not really giving myself and our family in turn the flow that we needed to connect with the space that was really ours. After consulting with my spirit team, which is a little bit easier for me because I'm clairvoyant. So imagine that, being clairvoyant, knowing that they're telling you to sit your ass down and still doing the opposite. I was really not comfortable with surrendering because this is something that, that was impacting everything about my life, my mental health, my physical stability, my physical health as well, my ability to spiritually connect. I just wasn't trying to hear, Mel, surrender. But eventually I had to turn to them and just be like, listen, what do I need to do? And that's when I really had to radically surrender. And it was radical for me because I'm still very much on this journey to rediscovering who I really am. We're always on a journey to remembering who the fuck we are. And in this part of my life, I'm trying to reconcile my relationship to safety and combing through my childhood traumas and sort of re-meeting myself. But when it came to this process of manifestation and I decided to literally just radically surrender, the apartment literally fell in our lap. I was scrolling on Street Easy and there was this apartment that I kept seeing that I had never clicked on. And you can tell when you click into one of them how long it's been on the market, which means like how long people have been viewing it and haven't been renting it. So I see this place and they had changed the picture. It looked really bright. When I clicked into it, I'm like, it's been available for like a month and a half. I'm like, that's crazy. In New York City, like things get snatched up like this. I cannot tell you the amount of times that we went to go visit an apartment and on the way there, the realtor called me like, hey, we just rented this. So many times. So I click into this apartment and they had a YouTube video of it. So I go in and I watch the video and I'm like, this place is insane. It's gorgeous. I look on the map. I'm like, it's a little deep. But I'm like, let's just check it out. We never know. It looks amazing. Like I'm really feeling called to go in to see this space. So we go and see it, and it was like a rush to the finish line. And by the finish line, I mean like going to tell the realtor, give us the application because we want to apply, because there were other families that were in here. We didn't know it was an open house. We thought it was like a single showing, and it ended up being an open house. So we showed up to the open house that we didn't know we were going to, and there were other people there to see this space. So we literally like split. My husband went to the first, the far end of the apartment. I went to the other far end. I'm looking through. I see the washer dryer, like, and with every single room that I enter, and I see how bright it is. I see how beautiful it is. I see the 3 bedrooms. It's like, oh my God, this place is everything that we wrote down. Sure, it didn't have like parking, or sure, it didn't have like a gym in the building or whatever, but like, could we do without those things? Absolutely. Like I said, we had to stay open. We had to radically surrender. At some point, we meet together. It was actually in this bedroom. We were trying to be really quiet about it. And he's like giving me the eye, like, what do you think? And I'm like, go, run. So he ran to the realtor, asked for the application. We literally applied to this apartment as we were walking down the street on an iPad. And long story short, it took us 2 days, but we ended up getting it. What I didn't mention is that while I was walking through the apartment, I was sort of like closing my eyes and connecting to my spirit team, asking them if there was anything that we should ask or anything that I could do to secure this space. And what they told me was, in a tip that I'll share with y'all, is I asked the realtor if there was any money that we could put down to secure the apartment before anybody else did. She's like, oh yeah, just send $1,000 to this place, send the application, and we'll hold it for you first. And that's what I think what really helped secure this space, because there was like 4 families just like walking through and applying to the space, and we ended up getting it first. So if you walk into an apartment, especially if you're in New York City and things go quickly, ask if you could put money down to secure your spot. I'm not going to go through our rent, how much that is. Like, I know a lot of people film videos like that where they go through, the other apartments that they saw and they hated, or the rent prices. I really just wanted to talk about how we energetically connected with the space. And What I can say is that I'm so proud of us. I am so incredibly grateful for this space. Yes, there's always going to be things that make it not absolutely perfect, but in every video and every piece of content that I do that describes the space, I am talking about how perfect it is, because it is. It's perfect for us in this moment of our lives right now. It is in perfect alignment with our highest and greatest good and the highest and greatest good of all involved. And that's it. Moving forward, we knew that when we moved in, we wanted to do our best to make this space exactly what we wanted to feel, exactly what we wrote down in this notebook. Really sacred space. We wanted every single room to have its own spirit and its own aura. We wanted to bring in as many natural elements as possible. And I know that I wanted to partner with a few brands to help us make that happen. One of the first brands that I connected with that ethos very much overlaps with mine, because they're very all about wellness, is Allswell Home. They have been just amazing. They helped us create this amazing sleep situation that I'm just like over the moon about, because we were in such a small space before. My bedroom served as a bedroom for us, a bedroom for my daughter, a closet for us, a closet for her, a workspace for me, just everything in one. We could only have a queen size bed. This bedroom is huge. I can't show you the rest of it because it's still in process, but I was like, you know what? We have the space to do what we didn't even think we wanted to do, which is get a king size. So we upgraded from a literal brick, which was just like all foam. It was super hard. Allswell upgraded us to their King Luxe hybrid bed. And y'all, this is not sponsored. They did gift us this mattress and a few other things, but they're not paying me to say this. Wow. 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 Like I said, they gifted us a few other products that have just been making our rest and recovery exactly what we wanted it to be: sacred and special and just. And they're partnering with me to share some of that with y'all. Allswell is joining in on gifting one of my beautiful followers with a gorgeous sleep bundle of their own. So make sure that you head to my Instagram so you can check out all the details of the giveaway, how you can enter, what you're winning, and make sure that you do that soon, because the giveaway is going to end within the week. Shout out to Allswell. Thank you all so much for helping me give a little bit of sacred space to one of my beautiful community members. If you want to check out Allswell for yourself and some of the products that they gifted us, go to the description box and check out the links in there. All right, y'all, that's it. I think that's all of it. We'll definitely keep posting videos about how we are co-creating this sacred space. If you have any questions at all, any comments, if anything resonated with you, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here, for listening, for being the most important part of this community. See you in the next video.